Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I am the Crypto Crow. It is Tuesday at 12:29 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. First thing I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to go over some of my tweets recently. If you're not following me on Twitter, you should probably be following me because I do offer up a lot of additional insight outside of just the crypto space, from everything from thoughts on the world and politics sometimes, you name it. I typically am a little more free with words and a little less worried about just the random chaos now on Twitter, since so many things have changed and I can speak a little freely without worrying about a bunch of craziness as a result. But anyway, recently I posted this is the perfect time to begin entering the depression stage of a market cycle. Maybe we have bottomed, but I'm still waiting for a final leg down as whales buy up Bitcoin to dump on the hopefuls after liquidating shorts to re-enter at the actual bottom. I could be wrong. That's basically where I'm at with my thoughts on the overall market. I see all the indicators out there everywhere, basically pointing to bullish this and bullish that, and maybe we're going to make a higher low instead of a new bottom. I don't know, but I just don't feel it. I'm like, that's it. I don't know what else to say other than that, because that's just kind of where I'm at, and I'm spending so much time trying to confirm, and there are some things, like the 200 moving average, if we move about above that, and then maybe bounce off of it and continue up, then maybe, I would probably confirm that the bottom is in at that point, and we're just moving forward and sideways from there. But I'm telling you, there's still a lot of stuff happening this year, and I just don't see the crypto market pushing through all that in a sideways or upwards momentum through a lot of what I see coming, especially as new regulations and new crypto laws and things of that nature drop, when the CBDCs start really being pushed in, and we start seeing adoption for those and the use cases for those, and how that's going to start transpiring not only in the US but on a global level. I just think there's so much stuff still to happen. And I'm sorry, I just don't think that the bottom is in yet. I could be wrong. Listen, I've already started averaging in. As I've said, I average in over time. And so it doesn't really matter if I know when the bottom hits precisely, as long as I've already have a position that I'm comfortable with moving forward. And so, if you're worried about the bottom because you're trying to buy the bottom, my suggestion would be, I am averaging in. That's it. I don't know what else to say about that. I did recently pick up the hardback version of BitBoy's new book, which is actually really, really cool. He features me on the back of the book, which I thought was really, really cool too. If you want to see it, you'll have to get your copy. And this isn't affiliate anything. I'm not making anything off of any of it. It's just in support of what I think is a really good book, a really good project, and you might want to check it out. And this is very much, I would suggest this being a gift, even if you get the paperback version. Maybe buy a few of them and hand them out to people that you think, want to get a really good grasp on crypto, because that's exactly what this book is. It will catch them up to what's going on in the crypto space. And I'm proud to be a part of it. And I'm proud to I'm proud to help Ben and his efforts here, because I think this is just an extension of who he is and what he's trying to accomplish with his channel and everything else. And I'd like to see the book do really well. And it has been. It's getting up there on the charts. This is pretty big news that I found very interesting. I just quote tweeted it, and I just said, "Oh crap, this is big." So, the Cardano Foundation is attending the World Economic Forum in Davos next week and co-organizing the panel "Blockchain for Good," hosted by OB Swiss. So I don't know who that is. I'll give them a follow. Sure. So you can register if you plan on attending. And and I'm thinking, what is this? So if I go, Switzerland at the frontier of digitization of financial assets from CBDCs, stable coins, and digital bonds. And I would actually like to attend this, but I'm not. I'm very curious, though. I doubt this is going to be live streamed at all, but a lot of bankers... A lot of bankers involved in this. This guy looks like George Clooney a little bit. Maybe a more, I don't know, maybe a more country George Clooney, but I'm sure he'll take that as a compliment. This is David Nunes, is head of Six Digital Exchange. There's so many exchanges out there. I'm interested to see that, especially given, what Charles has been saying about the World Economic Forum and their efforts and all of that. And I'm thinking, it's interesting that they're going to be attending this and I guess presenting. So we'll see. I don't know any more than that. Cardano developers reveal critical new toolkit for Ethereum compatible sidechains. This is big. Input, output. The development team behind Ethereum rival Cardano is announcing the launch of a new toolkit that allows for the building of sidechains for the Cardano network, which I myself may very well be taking advantage of soon for Soblocks. In a blog post, IOG says that the toolkit enables developers to build Ethereum virtual machine EVM compatible sidechains with their own consensus algorithm and features. One such chain has already been created as a proof of concept, according to IOG's announcement. Using the toolkit, they have constructed an Ethereum virtual machine compatible sidechain public testnet as a proof of concept. Sidechains make Cardano extensible and more scalable without compromising the stability or security of the main chain. The toolkit comes with a technical specification document containing an introduction and guide to Cardano's sidechains and is designed with developers in mind. It aims to empower developers to achieve key tasks like moving data and assets between the main chain and custom sidechain, and securing sidechain launches and smaller chains. The toolkit also allows developers to experiment, incubate, and research. According to IOG, the easy development of sidechains is one of the key components that can help spark mass adoption of Cardano. This is pretty good stuff. That's good news. So I'm glad to see that. And there's so much more coming. Cardano. Will this upcoming feature cement ADA as the Ethereum killer? This is interesting as well. Ethereum could be in for tough competition in 2023 as Cardano investors eagerly await the launch of JED, the first algorithmic stablecoin on the network. They've recently, Cody, I think actually recently reached out to me wanting to form some sort of partnership or something. So we'll see. The official Twitter handle of the stablecoin had announced earlier on the 14th of January that the much awaited launch will happen in January 2023. So they've got, it should be close, folks. And yes, JED is still on track for launching this month. In 2021, Cardano developer Input Output entered into a joint partnership with the fintech platform Cody to build and issue the network's stablecoin JED. Cardano builds up its arsenal. As per a Cody blog, JED is an over-collateralized algorithmic stablecoin pegged to USD. It is backed by Cardano's native coin ADA and uses Shen as its reserve currency to offset the impact of ADA's price fluctuation. To go with this, the developers will also roll out JED Pay, a payment app that will allow retailers and nonprofit organizations to accept JED as a form of payment. I would probably use this. I likely will use this for some things in the future. Interestingly, the chief executive of Cody Group, Shahaf Bar Geffen, stated in 2021 that JED could be used to settle transaction fees on the Cardano platform in the future. It is worth that. That's a big deal, because if you think about it, when Cardano goes up in price again and it starts getting to the $5-6 range, the way the transaction fees are right now, I mean, that can be kind of pricey. And I know that, Hydra is supposed to alleviate a lot of those issues as well with microtransactions and just empowering the network overall in massive ways, which we all know I'm waiting for. But to be able to pay for transaction fees using a stable token would actually be a really big deal, because ultimately it would keep the cost down regardless. So that in itself is going to help Cardano really, really grow in a lot of ways. So that's very interesting. It is worth noting that no specific update has been provided on this aspect, nor has anyone from Cardano confirmed this. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Will the bullish rally continue? No. I'm kidding. I don't know. I don't think so. But meanwhile, ADA continued its bullish run as it shook off the post-FTX gloom to record gains of about 35% last month. At press time, the price faced resistance at 34 cents, even as the trading volume dipped by 25% as per CoinMarketCap. And that's the thing. Volume is not that high across the board. So while the prices are going up and have had a nice little rally, the volume has not been going up that much. So I don't really know what people are expecting, but typically if the volume is not high with these rallies, typically the momentum wanes and reverses. Now, will this reverse into a new low? Again, I don't know, but you guys know what I'm waiting for. And maybe that never happens. So don't never do as I do, never do as I say. You have to form your own conclusions as to what you think, what risk you're willing to take. At these prices, let's say Cardano, let's say things do drop a little bit. Cardano goes back down to 30 cents. And that's as low as it ever gets. Okay. I'm expecting to see it in the teens at some point this year. I could be absolutely wrong. But if you get in now at 30 cents or 25 cents or even 35 cents for that matter, I originally got back in at 50 cents and I haven't bought any more since. So I could easily average my price down like right now, and I'm not doing it. Maybe I'm wrong, and I'll pay for that in the future. But the question is, how much does it ultimately really matter? If what I bought at 50 cents goes to $8 by 2025, how much do I actually care? What's going to matter to me most is that I got in and I started accumulating. So that's the bigger picture. It's more about how much do I believe in Cardano moving up and achieving goals and making new development milestones and adding to its use case potential and usage, all of that. I believe. So I'm fine at buying in at 50 cents. And if it goes down further, I'll double down and I'll continue to double down as best I can until I've had enough or until I met my goal of how many tokens I actually want to have staking on the Crow node. So we'll have to see. But, a lot of the stuff that's pointing to bullish this, bullish that, a lot of these are indicated by indicators that, have been proven pretty accurate in the past. But I've also disproven many of these indicators of late. I did a video on it. It wasn't even all that popular. It was like 7 indicators that it basically said, listen, this is what happens when the bottom comes in. And then it would go lower. And I'm like, okay, this wasn't right. This wasn't right. None of these indicators have been really proven to be accurate in this particular market. So it is what it is. But I am waiting for another leg down. And some people don't like that. But that's just what I'm seeing. Unlike other volatile cryptocurrencies, stablecoins are not free-floating and hence provide stability, especially during bear markets. Stablecoin dominance, or basically their share in the crypto market, hit almost 17% at the peak of last year's great crypto crash. And then it was just showing some more of that information. So that's cool. Cardano-based DEX shares a result from leveraging Vasal's Plutus version 2. This would mark the first time Cardano DEX leveraged improvements from Plutus version 2. Minswap, a Cardano DEX, has announced the release of a new feature, Yield Farming Harvest V2, multiple token harvest. Harvest V2 is a new and optimized Plutus V2 farming contract. It supports harvesting rewards in multiple farming pools of up to 5. That's a pretty big deal. Has anybody else done this? I don't know if anybody, I never got into a lot of this yield farming stuff on Ethereum. But I'm curious, is this a normal thing on Ethereum, or is this pretty exclusive to Cardano? Let me know in the comments, because I really don't know. Plutus V2 enables optimization on the smart contract level through inline datum and reference scripts. This helps increase transaction speed and new features such as multiple harvests. According to it, one of the most requested features by its users was the ability to harvest tokens from multiple farms at once instead of one by one. The newly launched feature aims to solve this issue. Minswap DEX, speaking on the feature, says this would mark the first time it leveraged improvements from Plutus version 2. It describes Plutus version 2 as that which enables optimization at the smart contract level through inline datums and reference scripts. Plutus version 2 also helps increase transaction speed and boost new features such as multiple harvest. That's pretty good stuff. Cardano on the verge of more utility with this latest development, decoding. This is big news. Cardano has gotten back into its groove, which bodes well for its ongoing efforts to recover and return to profitability. The next ADA utility may have already been hinted at by one of its developers as CIP-30 prepares to ship. Will this new action cause a rise in the price of ADA? Did I mention I get front-end CIP-30 Cardano wallet integration working in pure jQuery in about 30 minutes or less this afternoon, thanks to Lucid? You bet I did. Big things coming for Cardano Mercury for WooCommerce. Stay tuned. That is exciting and almost gives me chills, because here's the thing. Everybody knows I was always really, really bullish on Utrust. For years, I was bullish on Utrust, and I had a lot of emotional moments with the team and the people there, and and it did really, really well. I know at one point I did a video about Utrust, and I published it, and like within 4 hours, the market cap had shot up millions. I mean, I think by the end of the day, their market cap moved by like $10 million. I'm not even kidding. And then I showed all this in another video. And I'm still bullish on Utrust, but the problem that I've seen with Utrust is licensing. I feel they've been really struggling to get US-based licensing, which is open up a lot of the doors for, basically being able to utilize it with things like WooCommerce and US-based business. And so it's kind of like, ooh, that sucks. And I know that they're growing, and I know that they've been growing, but if this CIP-30 stuff really helps get Cardano in a position to where we can start using it to accept Cardano and things like that, using WooCommerce, and I just think that'll be a really big deal. And then when you match that with like JED, the stable token, if that really proves to be fruitful and real, I mean, I'm telling you, it's like, while I've always been saying that 2023, I believe, is going to be the year of the bottom. Even though everybody thinks the bottom already hit in 2022, I also believe that post bottom, whatever that is, 2023 is going to be a year where we're going to see so many advancements in the tech on Cardano. And I think that it really is going to lay out the foundation, because come 2024 and the halving, I really believe that Cardano is going to take a front seat to the vast majority of everything out there. And we're seeing a lot of this stuff pop its head up and basically said, hello, here I am. Oh, we're working. Oh, this is coming. All these little features and functions are going to really start helping developers build significant use cases on the Cardano blockchain. And there are still some major milestones like Hydra and Voltaire and all these other things associated with it from the IOHK front. But as this stuff continues coming to fruition, I'm telling you, I think that this next market is going to be a year where it's going to be like a big run between Ethereum and Cardano. And, I think we're really going to start finding out what are the good things and the bad things as it relates to Ethereum 2.0. Has that merge, has that change affected Ethereum in a positive way moving forward? Is the technology of Ethereum 2.0 going to help usher in new retail investment outside of all of the whales and the VC groups and everybody? And, while a lot of people like to rate projects based off of, oh, well, they don't have enough venture capital interest, so I'm not going to go in. I get that from a perspective of, listen, if venture capitalists are in it, chances are they're going to do what they can to manipulate these markets pre-regulation, because I think that a lot of the manipulation through the media, through crypto media, paid segments, like buying these articles and all of that kind of stuff, as well as market manipulation on exchange platforms and things. I think a lot of that stuff may very well subside once some of these new major regulations hit the crypto scene, and projects are going to have to rely much more on their technology and growth of use case and adoption, more so than, we're going to spend $10 million this quarter on pumping up the price and public sentiment based off of a bunch of BS articles that are basically going to help our VC funded projects on that particular ecosystem, because we've seen this already. We've seen it all with the FTT, FTX, the Solana. We've seen how that works. And it's great because it is like a Ponzi. It's like, all of these major investors, they go into a project in early seed stages, then they spend a bunch of money marketing that asset or projects on that blockchain, or do whatever they can to ultimately hype and pump up the value of that token as they start to dump on the heads of the investors until it bottoms out or goes sideways or just crashes altogether and disappears. And that's one of the big arguments that Charles has had as it relates to Cardano, is that the VCs don't like it and the media doesn't like it because it doesn't have Ponzi-nomics that allows them to capitalize on whatever efforts they're making. Which leads me to how many of these crypto-based news websites are actually about the tech and the use case. And really, I mean, there's a difference between a purist and like a VC, right? A VC is the complete opposite of a purist, right? I consider myself somewhere in the middle, where I am a purist in the sense that I believe in the technology and what it's going to do to help society on a global scale grow and achieve new things. Internet of Things, Internet of Bodies, all these, transhumanism is going to be a bigger thing in the future, whether you like it or not. I mean, a lot of this stuff is going to be playing a role. And so I have to ask myself, what technology is going to help facilitate a lot of these use cases as we continue to move forward in this digital age of instant gratification, of, virtual adventure, gaming, you name it, all of these things, the medical field, counterfeiting. I mean, you can name a billion different use cases that Cardano is going to help with. And being a first adopter in Cardano, this is my Bitcoin. Everyone here, if you're watching this, you're obviously interested in Cardano. You're likely a first adopter to some degree, at least an early stage adopter. Before the technology has really blossomed into everything that it's planned to become, we're here for it. And I think that is going to change the lives of so many people as we continue to move forward to 2025 and beyond, for that matter. And so, I think that there's a lot of really good stuff that's going on, but I still believe that we may be seeing a new bottom at some point over the next quarter. It's not that I want it to happen. It's just what I think will likely happen, but we'll know. And I will probably do a technical video tomorrow, because I'm still doing a lot of research and I'm not just relying on my own TA. I'm looking at everyone out there. And, the case is definitely closing, I think, to some degree, that maybe the bottom is in, but I am still not sold 100%. I would say I'm 50-50 at this point. And I really want to see what happens when a lot of this other stuff in the market starts to transition. When do we see the first traditional stock? When do we start seeing some of the traditional markets get tokenized? Which is not going to happen until we get more clear regulation in the space. And I think right now they're ironing out a lot of this stuff, based off of the Gemini exchange situation and all of that. So we'll see. My mind is still scattered. Honestly, my mind is all over the place, but I'm constantly searching for answers as I work. And also, there's a big update coming to Soblox. An entire UI update is coming. And I'm still waiting for my buddy to let me know, because a friend of mine is likely going to be investing and helping with development and things, and it'll really kind of help push things along, not only with that, but with my game. So I'm excited to finally get him on board. Still waiting for his confirmation. So that'll be a big thing, because I'm still pumping money into my house in Puerto Rico so that I can finish the remodel and sell it, if I'm honest. So that's taken a toll, and I've got so much happening. But if you want to support what I do, well, you can do that by, staking to the Crow node, CROW, always growing, always around. I haven't touched it, outside of updates, obviously, but my pledge is there. It's been there since day one. It's not going anywhere. I'm here for you. I'm here for the Cardano. I'm here for the crypto space. So let me know what you think of this video. Any particular questions you have in the comments below. And also, every time I have to go through and try and clean up all of the scrubs, man. I have to go in and clean up all of the scams, the impersonators of me. If I make a comment and there's no gray check mark next to the name, it's an impersonator. It's not me. If you haven't figured that out, now you know. And on top of that, it doesn't matter what I do. I try to get rid of all of these Amazon crypto project scam comments. And they hit my videos with 50 of these BS comments. And I try to get rid of them, but it's impossible. And if I block the name of the project, they just create a new name. So I really wish YouTube would do something to empower us creators to be able to protect you guys better. But I mean, this has been an ongoing thing for 5 years. I don't see that changing. I don't know if it helps their engagement, if it helps their, I don't know what it does for them, honestly, but it's obviously got to do something, or this would have been nipped in the bud a long time ago, and it just hasn't been. But if you say something they don't like, boy, I tell you what, they're all over that. You can't really say anything in the video they don't like. That algorithm will shut you down with the quickness, whether it's right or wrong. But boy, you can get away with just about anything in the comments, and nobody seems to care. So just know, when you're in my comments, I read most of it, if not all of the comments, at least for the first couple days. And I try to respond. I heart everything that I read. And, I try to get rid of the spam as best I can. But while I'm doing that, your comments help a lot. So until next time, guys, crow your coins. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again soon.